Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about.
Well, hello and welcome to, what is this, week 8? Yes, week 8, which is topic 9. We have a special guest in with my teacher assistant here today. This is Mr. Dylan. He seems to be having a bit of a nap at the moment. Hey, you're not going to wake up and say hi to everybody? Oh, well. He's not that very excited at the moment. But anyway, this week we're talking about inventory management. And, as usual, the school is still closed, even though a lot of things are opening up this week. But, here we are still working from home. So inventory management, that's our topic of the week. And in this tutorial, of course, we're looking at, a number of different things. One is right off the bat, inventory management. What is inventory? So we're going to look at that in the narrated slideshow. So hopefully you're paying attention to all that stuff and using the resources that are on Canvas that are available to you. Not only this intro video, but the narrated slideshow, as well as the YouTube videos and other things, readings and so on and so forth. As well as, because it's self-study, right? You should be out there searching Google land and everything else for whatever you can find about inventory. So we'll be looking at what is inventory exactly. The reasons why you would even have an inventory, and that kind of goes without saying, right? If you've got a business and you're looking to, make money for your business, you've got to have something to sell, whether it's physical product or whether it's a service. It's really up to the business. We'll look at types of inventory, so whether they are raw goods or components that come in to be used for the manufacturing of other things, or they could be finished goods that you purchase from one company to bring in to add to your own specific product to make it, add value to it and so forth. So anyway, we'll look at that. We'll look at types of inventory. But inventory control, is the control of inventory, and without the control, of course, your warehouse would be chaos, and you would have no idea what you have in the warehouse, and your company would probably go bankrupt before long, because you would have no way of tracking where your money's going. So of course, that's a kind of an obvious reason why you would have inventory control. Now, how do you measure these controls? It kind of directly, everything always links back to the KPIs and everything. But measuring the controls with your inventory is things like cost, storage areas, lead times, things like this, that that capture everything that you need to know to have a good overview as well as detail as to what's going on with your inventory. We're going to look at replenishment. Replenishment is just a fancy word for getting more of something. So whether you're purchasing more of things or whether you're just bringing into the storage area. Sorry. Oh, did I wake you up there? Hey, sorry about that, mister. Anyway, replenishment, bringing stuff to the bin area, where in your warehouse, of course, you have bin areas or slotted areas on the shelves where you have inventory. And once it's depleted, which means all gone, you have to replenish it with more. So it either comes from safety stock, or it comes from purchasing, orders more stuff and brings it in. Next, we'll be looking at the reorder point and EOQ. And if you remember those bad memories from the Intro to Logistics course, where we introduce you to EOQ, the economic order quantity, and the reorder point. Some of you did well on your in-class quiz, the others didn't do so well with that. So it's a little complicated. But luckily for you guys, you know, if you move on into this career and you get involved with EOQ or reorder points, whatever, you're not going to have to do this and work it out on paper. You don't have to memorize the equations and everything, because today's companies, you know, use ERP systems or MRP systems that have this kind of stuff built into it. So you just plug the numbers in and hit enter, and it tells you what that's all about. And to take it a step further, again, it's not really a warehouse function either. It's purchasing department that really is responsible for that aspect. So reorder point and EOQ, don't worry about really understanding too much about that. It's good to know it in a theory standpoint. Hey, get your eyeballs open there, mister. Hey, wait a minute, you're dribbling there. No getting any milk on Mr. Scott's suit. And then lastly, we're going to look at things like inventory locations. You know where they are in the warehouse, and how you go about looking at cycle counts versus end of year counts, kind of thing, to keep better track of your inventory. And very lastly, we'll look at shrinkage, reasons for shrinkage. And just like the name sounds, shrink means getting smaller. So is your inventory getting smaller because you're selling it, or you're using it for production purposes? Or is it because people are damaging things, people are losing things? Lastly, and most evil of all, are people stealing things. And unfortunately, in the warehouse world, the last one, stealing things, is a big nightmare for companies. It's something that has always been a nightmare for companies for hundreds of years that you've had inventory. And it probably always will be a nightmare to deal with. You know, people are greedy, people are looking for opportunities any chance they get, and when they're not being watched, unfortunately, human nature tends to think that if they can get away with something, they should. So people have a tendency of walking off with things that don't belong to them. So that's shrinkage, and that pretty much wraps up our tutorial on inventory management. So with that said, hopefully you guys have been working on your warehouse project, on your design project. You've worked well with your team. I know it's difficult to do since you can't be face to face, but still, you know, you've got the technologies available to do virtual face to face. You know, whether you're, you know, using Google Meets or Microsoft Teams or Zoom or even Facebook or WhatsApp or any of those things that have screen time that you guys can actually see each other and talk to each other. So hopefully you've got all that in place, and you're ready for your presentation videos. So you know, each person again is responsible for their own part of the video, their own part of the presentation, I should say, done through video. And you're going to upload your own particular video. You know, in the previous way we would do this is have everybody combine their videos into one, but that would be one monster-sized video, and it would take you probably 6 hours to upload that. So we'll just do individual videos. But the way to do it too is to number them in order of sequence. Who's going to be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. So for example, you know, if I go up first, I'm going to be doing the introduction as well as the opening part of the presentation. So therefore, my video is going to say number 1, and then Scott McDonald, student ID 3658000, and then the next person is going to be number 2. So that way it flows in sequential order, and it looks like a real presentation, like you're doing it in the classroom. So with that said, that should be clear enough for you, hopefully. And make sure you're on time. Each person, even though it's an individual upload, because it is a team presentation, everybody in the team is responsible to make sure that everybody else on the team has submitted their video. Otherwise, you know, if I'm watching it, if I'm trying to put together a presentation to watch and I see I've got video 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, it's like, where's 4? You know, it's not going to be a complete presentation without the person who's responsible for number 4's position. So make sure everybody gets their presentation uploaded on time so you don't lose points. And then we can go from there. And we'll try to give you feedback ASAP so you can incorporate that feedback into your written part of the project. So hopefully you'll get a better grade on that as a group. So with that said, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover this week. Yeah, that's about it. And oh yeah, I forgot, because this video is not just for my classes, it's also for the classes up in Hanoi. You probably don't know that I just had a new little boy born last Wednesday. So today is Thursday, so he's a week and a day old now. His name Dylan, so Dylan McDonald. And yeah, he gets the hiccups a lot. I think he drinks his milk too fast. But anyway, so that's all I've got for you. Have yourself a great week. Hopefully this COVID-19 thing wraps itself up a lot sooner than later. Looks like we're on definitely the better situation than other countries around the world. So hopefully we get our society back to normal and up and running again. And we can get back in the classroom ASAP. So with that said, have a lovely day. Have a lovely rest of your week. And hey, you want to do a close-up? All right, let's bring you closer to the video.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
How's that? There you go. Smile. Well, I can't smile, he's sleeping. All right, so thanks. See you.